Okay, hey guys. Today I'm going to start off just with this video of how much the Xmaxx is to build something like this, but I want to start with a disclaimer. I just want to make very clear that I'm not trying to brag, I'm not trying to flaunt what I have. I'm just saying if you want to build something like this with all the high quality parts, this is what it takes to build it. This is a passion project for me. Obviously, I like these trucks. So the body, everything is passion project. No expense really spared, but it has taken me a long time and a lot of hours work has been put into this. So just before I start actually getting into everything, I just want to make it clear, I'm not trying to brag, I'm not trying to flaunt, I'm not trying to say this is better or anything. This is just what it took to get to this point. So right off the bat, you can see some things are already different than a stock Xmaxx. The stock Xmaxx itself, this is the 8S 4th gen version, and this will run you about $1,500 Canadian. I got the blue version. I was gonna get the Xmaxx Ultimate, but that was an extra maybe $600. I think it was $2,100 for some of the parts that I was already going to switch out anyway. So I just went with the base, just the stock Gen 4. That was the newest one when it came out. It didn't come with belted tires. But right off the bat, these are Proline Badlands. They're not belted, but they work amazing. I recently, where is it? That there, I actually I blew both of the fronts now. I swapped both the blown ones to the fronts. But the foam ejected, it sticks poking up, landed on it, popped them. Not much I could do, but these tires are amazing and I would suggest them. These tires would run you about $250 for all four, roughly. This body here, is my second body. I used to have the regular Xmaxx that it came with. I think it was the graffiti or electric, whatever, the rock and roll, I think, is ugly in my opinion. So I swapped that out right away and got a black and I painted it blue. That body has since, it's in my other videos, but that body got torn apart. So I got this, the Proline, which matches my actual truck, the Z71 Trail Boss. This body with everything done to it, the paint, the shell, the RPM front, like the bolt holders or whatever, the RPM skids. I had to re-get all of the bracing, the back clips, the front clips, everything. It was about $250. Now you're probably thinking that's a lot, but you also have to keep in mind there's smoked windows. Even though it's super hard, you can see inside. I did a little bit too much. You have to keep in mind all the paint, and then I also did the carbon fiber shoe goo mod. I do have a video on that. This works great. Carbon fiber is actually amazing for that, rather than your drywall. So that was about $250, $200 for the other one. I don't really count the body in, but that is an expense. So next, I'm gonna start from the front back. As you can see, there's a lot done to this, and there's a lot of high quality parts. Right off the start, it has the light bar kit. This light bar kit is about $150, and it comes with the rear mount, like the tail light. The tail light isn't in it because my new Hobbywing setup doesn't support it. I'm gonna have to figure out something to get it to work because I have more lights actually coming for this once it's back up. So that $150. Then I have the RPM front bumper and as well the RPM rear bumper with the high wheelie bar. I don't have the high wheelie bar, but it is an option to get it. This is actually my second front one, but both of these are about $30 for the set. Then moving on, it's gonna be a little bit tough to see, but see that blue part right there? These are all hot racing aluminum, I think they're end caps or something. I have 3 sets. One set for the front, one set for the rear, and another set for in there, just the hub carriers. So all 4 of those sets, $15 each, about $45. Then I also have RPM carriers and RPM hubs. RPM hubs are all the way around. So that'll also be in the rear with RPMs. They're oversized. The rears work great, but these hub carriers break all the time. So I would suggest, especially if you're running this much weight with the big motor and everything, upgrade to the RPM hubs all the way around. You will break a lot of these, so maybe go with aluminum hub carriers, but the hubs themselves get RPM. I can't remember. I think I'm gonna roughly say $100 for all three: the carriers, the hubs, front and rear. $100. Next, we'll go with the big dog next. So this is the Max 5 G2 Hobbywing ESC. This thing is an absolute beast, and it's so much power. And then powering that is my Hobbywing 1100 kV motor. This thing is an absolute beast as well. It's crazy how much power this thing has, and it's super, super heavy now. The batteries I'm running for these are just actually the first set that I ever got. I haven't ever had to get another set. These are just Amazon cheapos. These are 9,000 milliamp 100C Z batteries, both 4S, so it's running 8S. So after the batteries, I forgot to say the price of the motor and ESC. Motor and ESC combo is about $600. I got it off eBay, and then I also did the braiding, which braiding, I don't know, maybe $20 and all the braiding. But when this flips and the body comes off and it hits these wires, man, this braiding is a lifesaver. You do not want to wreck these wires. It'll burn down. Trust me, just do this. I have a video. It's not that hard. It saves it, especially if you're running an Xmaxx. The body loves to come off. When you're running this much power and it wheelies, I promise you, do this. So after the batteries and everything, you have to get motor mounts to run this massive motor. This is a Vitavon. It's going to be hard to see, but this is a Vitavon motor mount. So that guy there bolts into the regular motor mount location, but the stock motor mount doesn't hold these big motors. So you have to get this. And then as well, this motor is super heavy. This motor is almost 6 pounds. It's like 5 pounds and something. So I got the rear motor mount. Both of those motor mounts, so this one here, 140. This one here, 100. So $240 just in the motor mounts, but those are essential if you're getting this big power. These are both Vitavon, so these are very, very high quality. They're billet aluminum, super lightweight, super high quality. I've never broken any Vitavon at all. The machining in it, even just the gear cover, the machining is so nice. I would highly recommend that. Then on top, I have two, I believe these are 40 mil Rocket RC fans. I think they're maybe $25 a piece, but it keeps the motor like ice cold all the time. These are a great investment if you're going to run a different setup rather than stock, or even stock. I put these in when I had the regular Traxxas motor, and these cooled it down so much better. They're loud, they're fast, they move air. Great investment for those. Next, I have the ESC tray, which is actually a center brace as well. This is all billet aluminum. This is Vitavon as well, with the carbon fiber ESC, because you can't fit this ESC down there. You can fit the Max 6, but you cannot fit the Max 5. It's way too big, so it has to be raised. So this, if you're gonna go the Max 5 or Castle XLX2 or anything big like this, you have to run something like this. So this guy here is $150 just for this. But like I said, it's billet aluminum and it stiffens the chassis up a lot. So this is also recommended if you're gonna go this setup. Essentially all the blue parts and all the black parts, if you're gonna do a Hobbywing like Max 5, Castle XLX2, anything big dog power, all of this is recommended. Moving on, you can see my light bar kit. All my electronics are hidden, all tucked away in there. Receiver box, everything. That's just the stock receiver in there, nothing special. It's all hidden, so it's actually really nice. And then moving on to the back, The gears that I'm running in the motor, I believe, are a 2535 or a 2530. I can't remember, but they're both mod 1.5 Vitavon. Those gears themselves were, sorry, I have a book that I'm trying to read. I think they were $140 just for the spur and the pinion. But I've never, ever broken them. I've never spun them. They don't come unscrewed. The grub screws hold. They have double grubs. These gears, I can't recommend more. They sound cool. They perform. They are some of the best gears I've ever put in an RC car. I run in the winter, rain, mud, dust, everything. The gears inside are amazing. Moving on to the gear covers, which would be something that I really highly recommend. They have more purpose than what you would just think. They look nice, but they're billet aluminum again, and they're super lightweight. So they stiffen everything up connected to the motor, even if you're running stock. I got all this set up when it was stock. These gear covers themselves are, this one's 110 for the big spur and pinion, and then this one for the diff gear is 50. So it's expensive, but it's nice because it's aluminum and it cools everything. It keeps everything colder and it keeps everything stiffer, especially that guy down there. You don't want any flex there. Well, you don't want any flex in that whole area. So these, I would recommend you getting these before doing basically anything else. Just try them. They're expensive, but try them because they work. Moving on from, so basically all the top is done. I did just recently do the RPM shock shields. I think these were $15, but they just protect any dirt coming off the front, hits that, doesn't hit your shock shaft, so it doesn't damage your shocks. $15 is a pretty good price to protect your shocks. These shocks are expensive. Even just stock ones are expensive. So moving on from that, all of my diffs have been built. So the rear diff is out right now because it's broken, but the front diff and the mid diff are all the same. I am running the GPM aluminum housing. These are exactly what's in all of them. And then the hot racing diff cups. So the housing itself, I believe, is about $40 each, so times 3. And then 2 sets of the hot racing diff cups. And these diff cups are fully shielded, so they don't open up. These diff cups are amazing. These are $50 each set, so $100 in that. And then what I have is, well, this is the broken one. It just keeps stripping. I've gone through about 6 sets of these HD gears, the heavy duty gears, about 6 sets. It just loves to eat the rear gears. You hit a hole and bang, it's done. In the center though, I was messing around with 1 million weight and all of these different weights. I think I did 20 million to almost lock it out. I heard earplugs work. I didn't want to do that because I tried the 20 million and it just wasn't working. It wouldn't do it. So I don't know. I found Vitavon has a buffering diff, so I threw that in. That was about, I think it was about $100, but that is worth it. It has just the smallest amount of play and it works phenomenal. You get so much power to the front, so much power to the rear. It balances everything out. You don't have to mess with fluids ever. You just throw that in. It does take a little bit of like cutting of the housing because it's all aluminum, no flex. But to get it in is a little bit of a pain. But once you get it in, man, I have not had a single problem with the center diff at all. I would recommend also, if you're going to do anything to the diffs, get these housings and get the buffering Vitavon diff. It's worth it. Moving on from that, I am running actually just 100K in all the diffs, or not all, but the front and rear, and then the center is obviously locked as well. Just because I'm on the topic of fluids, I'm running 60 weight in all of my shocks. I don't know, it works. I might move it up, but I want a little bit of play. I don't want it to just be stiff all the time. And to tune this guy, it's not Bluetooth. So what I had to do was I had to get This is just a $15 cheapo Hobbywing tuner, but you need it. If you're gonna run this much power, you need it. It's running on the absolute lowest setting that you can get it, and it still wheelies like crazy. I might have to drop my gears. But to do all of this, all of everything that I just said, is about $4,000 Canadian. But that is what it takes. 4,000 Canadian dollars, roughly, probably actually more if you include the stands and the working mats and the tools and the chargers. The price goes way, way, way up. But just to get this Vitavon Xmaxx with all these upgrades, the nice bodies, the lights, there's more lights coming, $4,000. So again, I'm not trying to brag, I'm not trying to say anything. This is what it is, and Vitavon is the best. If you're gonna go with the best, that's how much you have to pay. But again, what I would do first, if I just had a bone stock Xmaxx, I would get these Vitavon covers, I would get these GPM diffs, I would get these hot racing diff cups, and I would get a set of Vitavon gears. That would be the thing. Keep the motor bone stock, keep the ESC, maybe go to a Hobbywing Max 6 and keep the stock motor. Get the fans, you're set, you're golden. There's not much else you have to do. Maybe some servo stuff, but I haven't touched the servo. It's worked fine for me. I obviously have an upgrade plan for that. It's kind of my passion project, but it's not broken. I haven't needed to fix it, so I'm gonna leave it. But thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna stick the body back on because it looks so damn cool. And I really love that this body matches my actual truck. So I do love that. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it, comment, share, subscribe, all of it. Leave me a comment what you think, if you would spend this much on an Xmaxx, and what upgrades you would do to an Xmaxx, and then what upgrades you would do to this thing next. I do have some whip lights from the new Funko sand car. I got the blue whip lights, they're coming, but I need a new diff. As you can see, I can't even hit it. I need a new diff. So these are gonna go upgraded to the mod 1.65 Vitavon gears. I'm just trying to get the get the money to do it with all my other projects. You know, this one's kind of on the back burner, but there's been a lot of comments saying, where's the Xmaxx? So here's a little update, and this is it. Just a little something else. At the time I'm recording this, we're so close to 100 subscribers. So subscribe, that would be such a cool number to hit. I started this as just a side hobby to the main hobby, but we're almost there, almost at 100. That is awesome. Thank you guys.